I bet you didn't expect to see a video from me, did you? The year 2023. Or as I want to say, take your 23 out that door. From having $20 to nothing, to getting rejected by almost every job application and left sitting on my butt with no progress. The only food I got the most were stir-fry noodles in a cup. I felt like I melted into goo this year. Except there was one thing. One single thing to keep me going. Video games, and occasionally binging on anime through adware websites. With this list video, this is what I call the top 5 and drop 5 games of 2023. These are the games I felt deserve love and affection, like a dad giving little Jason his approval. And on the other end, these games make me want to shun myself away from my monitor, and contemplate why the AAA industry hasn't stapled their nutsack to a telephone pole yet.
But first, like any list video, we start with the honorable mentions.
However, we then move to the dishonorable mentions. You got all that? Good, then let's get our balls bouncy and begin. Bethesda and I have a very love-hate relationship. One year they remaster Skyrim, the next they pull a Fallout 76. But it looks like that behavior pattern will repeat itself, as our 5th best goes to Hi-Fi Rush. It's got energy, lovable characters, a soundtrack that gets stuck in your head even after you lay in bed. Good on you Hi-Fi Rush, just don't soil the bedsheets for round 2. Now I know, I'm going to create some flames right off the bat, but this game had it coming. When you think of Hogwarts, you think of magic and wizards, you wouldn't think to just suddenly feel a sense of padding or droning, and that's what you are, Hogwarts Legacy. A just plain, bad game trying to prove an agenda and should only be looked at by rolling eyes in disgust. Fighting games appeal to the niche audience for a reason, but even that niche can see that Street Fighter V was growing tiresome. So after a little chat, Capcom told Street Fighter V to beat it. But after a little scramble for ideas, Capcom said to themselves, what if we make Luke hot and give care to the story? And it worked, because I am giving Street Fighter VI the 4th spot. Ryu looks like a daddy though, just between you and me. 4th worst actually starts with an accomplishment. That accomplishment being how you took the concept of space exploration, and make it irredeemably boring. I don't know how, but Starfield proved it can be done with constant loading screens, mandatory fast traveling, and NPCs that are as fun as watching fake flowers in a pot. New Super Mario Bros. Wii back in 2009 was great, but that magic was quickly gone, then gone again. It seemed like the wish for a fresh 2D Mario game was as distant as field of view sliders, but if you adjust that slider and look closer, you'll see that the wish was granted. That wish is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, easily on the 3rd best spot, and the talking flowers are the greatest involvement to any Mario game. Don't try me.
Congratulations!
Comedy is subjective Murray, as famously said by Joaquin Phoenix Joker in 2019. But comedy should also be more than constant quips at every chance. That's why 3rd worst goes to Forspoken. Frey Holland is the type of comedian you find at a 2-star rated bar, but can't even perform as the opening act, and I would rather tape her lips shut than hear any of her comebacks in this game. In short, cover your ears and steer away from this game. Okay, look. It is true that Tears of the Kingdom gives emotion, passion, Marie interpretation, Zelda short hair, and a subtle hint for Link to get sandwiched between them. But I can't give it Game of the Year out of good conscience. The game had everything it needed to truly top any Zelda game, except for one flaw. The fact that the Nintendo Switch, since 2017, only runs these major titles in 30 frames per second. It is so dated that it stands as such a detriment to what is a masterpiece. Nonetheless, I still love you Tears of the Kingdom, and I hope you still love me in return. Don't try to hide yourself, Bethesda, everyone can see your name in this. You had guns, and you had vampires, but somehow what should be bread and butter was instead thumbtacks and candle wax. It is so baffling how Redfall even came out in the first place, but it did because Lumao XD. But seriously, the rest of the internet gave greater points to why this game is horrible, so the same can apply. To truly cap off 2023, there was only one game that I kept coming back to. One that stood above the rest, one that showed there is still a ray of care, one that only asked if I was ready to get funky. Yes, it's Pizza Tower. A game that combines elements from Wario Land 4, a villain based on food, and a meme identity that it wears like a badge of honor. Stand proud, Pizza Tower, and wear the crown of accomplishment as you are my game of 2023. I always despised Gollum whenever I watched Lord of the Rings, but there was always reason to why he was despised due to having a motive. And he was the last character in anyone's mind to make a game around, but Daedalic Entertainment said hold my beer. Lord of the Rings Gollum is aggravating in gameplay, a bomb in storytelling, and all of this was foreboding as the company behind it dipped out of gaming as a whole. Stand up, Lord of the Rings Gollum, and take your pile of poop to cement yourself as the worst game of 2023. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year.